Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today we had a good one for you. We got a good one. Yeah, I got a call from GameStop. They said 3 of my pre-orders came in. I'm like, cool. I'll be down the next day. I go down the next day and they're like, Tav, guess what? More of a pre-order show up. And I'm like, okay. But most of my stuff wasn't supposed to come out till late July, late August. But everything showed up at once. June 26th, everything showed up, and I'm like, holy crap, my wallet took a hit, but thank goodness, it was my birthday a little while ago, and I had some gift cards from families and friends that helped ease the burden of this massive haul. So, without any further ado, let's dig in to what we got. So, let's just move some of this stuff out of the way for a sec. All right. Now, I am very excited. I got some grails for me. Some figures that I didn't think were ever going to get a release here in Canadian retail, but they did. A couple figures I missed out on the first time around, so this is a second chance, a little bit slightly modified, but we're still getting some very exciting new figures to add to the collection. Okay, so let's dig through here. So these were the initial 3 that I got called on. Yeah, Ambush Bug. Kind of a D-list character, not the most popular. It's been around a long time. He kind of does that, breaking the fourth wall like Deadpool does, but this guy was created probably a decade or so before Deadpool, so he's kind of the originator of that. Now, he does have an interesting power set. DC Ambush Bug, DC Classics. Does have an interesting power set. He can teleport, open up dimensional portals into different multiverses, so that's pretty damn cool. And he started off as a villain and then became a hero after getting his ass whooped by Superman a few times. He thought, man, I'm gonna try and be Superman's best friend. And secretly, he tries to be Superman's best friend. I thought that was hilarious. And he's got this cute little stuffy with him called Cheeks. Now, the most exposure I've gotten to Ambush Bug was in the latest Suicide Squad series that came out a while ago from after Rebirth. And he showed up as a member of the team. He was pretty cool, very interesting. Some definitely, a little bit of levity into the situations that Suicide Squad gets themselves into. But yeah, it's a pretty cool figure, very plain. He's sporting that John Kent body buck, but I really like it. The head sculpt is so damn nice. I like the antennas, the colors they used, the definition on the skin looks really nice. The goggles are painted. He's got a nice big smile, showing some teeth, tongue. Really well done. I like this figure. It's very obscure, but I'm glad he's part of my collection. And then we got this guy here, and I'm not going to say I'm a little disappointed. A little bit, but not the most disappointment I've ever had. This card art, not too crazy about it. There's no disrespect to the artist who did this, but there's so much better artwork depicting a more heroic Booster Gold. I think would help sell the character and sell this figure a lot more. But this is Booster Gold from Future's End. Now he is in his more contemporary costume. He's in that gold, very bright gold, that really saturated dark blue. He does come with a flight stand, but that's it. He's pretty bare bones, which is disappointing because you got all this negative space here, which I think you could have used as Skeets. Have an effect piece that attaches to the back, so it looks like Skeets is flying around right beside him. That would have been awesome. But unfortunately, we don't get nothing, and we still don't get any transparent goggles. Oh, that's really disappointing. We gotta get transparent goggles, man. Got them on the back card art. What can we do in the figure? We saw it done with Impulse, missed out on Blue Beetle, missed out again on Booster Gold the first time around. Hopefully they'll get this right one time. Mcfarlane Toys, please get this right one time. Just one time, so I'm asking. Just once. Anyways, and then we got this guy who sports probably some of the nicest card art that I've seen in a long time. Now, guys, if you know who drew this, where it's from, if it's from a variant cover of Detective Comics, Batman, a one-shot, whatever, please let me know in the comments. I definitely want to add this to my collection. Really stunning artwork of Mr. Freeze. Now, it's funny, Mr. Freeze, no subtext, nothing, just Mr. Freeze. And this is the Mr. Freeze I've always wanted. He's definitely sporting that kind of Batman the Animated Series look to him. The color scheme looks fantastic. I really appreciate the metallic finishes on this blaster, this Freeze blaster. He looks so damn good. It's really a striking figure. Now, I do have the original one, which is right over here. Right beside the Riddler, in between the Batman, and I like that figure a lot in the sense that the sculpt was really good, but I'm not crazy about the paint job they got. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to repaint it, make it more like this, but no, I don't have to. And I got this really stunning, damn stunning looking Mr. Freeze. Just beautiful. Definitely one of the highlights of this this haul so far. And then in addition, this came in and I was very surprised. This was supposed to be out till about late July. And we got this here. Now it's a real odd 2-pack because, you know, the movie didn't do incredibly well. I enjoyed it. I've liked most of the DC movies that have come out in the past few years. But it's like you only released one Fury of the Gods figure. Now Shazam, we saw him before. We've done some custom work on him. He's one of my favorites. We got this bad boy right here. Love him. But they released this and it's kind of like, why didn't they release this during the release of the movie? Why did they wait now when nothing is going on except the new DC Universe that's coming out next year? So it's a very odd 2-pack, but the reason I got it, because I definitely wanted a Freddie Freeman, a Captain Marvel Jr. from the comics, so to speak. And the 2-pack doesn't disappoint. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to do some toy surgery on this figure, but he is actually quite nice. The head sculpt is better than I thought it would be. Captures the likeness of the actor quite a bit, but then again, it doesn't as well, which I'm appreciative. Because I don't want to have, you know, crazy looking actors in my action figure collection. I just rather not have that. I'd rather have a generic head, comic book kind of stylization. But I will say, the Zachary head, man, is that a brilliant head sculpt. The first time around it was so nice. I appreciate it. It's growing on me. I'll probably leave this head on this figure and just let it be. But his costume is sporting some battle damage from his fight with that huge dragon. So that's pretty cool. You got extra sets of hands here as well. You got Mr. Mind. That's really cool to have that little add-in feature. And you got the staff. So overall, I'm very happy with this little set here. I love the saturated blue. That deep saturation on that blue looks so damn good on Freddy. The gauntlets are almost a reverse of Shazam, where they're inlaid with gold. Primary color is silver, and it looks so sharp. It is just magnificently done. Man, yeah, great looking figure. I wish we would have gotten more of these figures. Some different villains, something from the movie, because, man, the movie was fun. It had some great elements to it. But this is probably the last Shazam kind of thing we're getting from Fury of the Gods until something maybe comes up again. Maybe it makes an appearance in a Superman movie or makes an appearance in Justice League, or who knows what James Gunn has planned. Hopefully something for this character. Maybe not with Zachary, but definitely for Shazam. Love this character so much. Means so much to me. But I'm really happy with this 2-pack. Very happy. It came so early too. All right, let's continue our look at some more figures that we got here. Oh man, we got so many. A couple ones I want to keep till the end because we got a lot to talk about with certain figures here. But we got these guys here. Now I'm very excited to have this Mcfarlane Collector Series Penguin. Now Penguin isn't my favorite out of the Batman Rogues Gallery. It's just something about him, I don't know. Not my favorite, but this figure, oh my goodness, it represents Penguin, that classic Penguin, to a T. It is spectacular. I do have a couple qualms about it, but the sculpt, the paintwork, I love these bright colors. It looks fantastic. Artwork on the back is really like, you know, very 70s. Got a pretty decent looking Batman. You got Penguin on top of a dinosaur. Oh man, 70s are wild times. A lot of crazy zany stuff going on. But yeah, he's got that umbrella gun going on. It's painted and it's got some colors on it. Fortunately, it looks like this accessory of the umbrella is reused from the Arkham City Penguin. Now, that was a cool figure that had some really nice attention to detail, some very cool, and I did have a transparent monocule. I don't know what that little thing that goes over his eye. Why the heck did that one get it? Booster didn't get it. This guy didn't get it. You know, it's a little bit of a shame, and it's really a bare bones collector series figure. There's nothing else in the package besides the umbrella and the hands. We could have gone with you know, even some little penguins. We could have gone with another umbrella that's opened up and you can twirl it or something that has all these really cool colors on it. That would have been so much fun. Instead, we get this bare bones figure that, it's disappointing, but it's a figure that I definitely want in my Rogues Gallery. Can you imagine? Well, you're not gonna have to imagine too much, because I'm definitely gonna do some shorts on it, but when I do the review for this guy too, pairing him up with some other classic Batman Rogue Gallery characters, it's gonna be awesome. Very excited to have this guy. Very excited. But a little disappointing in the sense that it didn't come with much for accessories. Now this figure, again, very excited to have Starfire. She's in the Titans finally. Very excited to have this figure. The head sculpt is really well done. Those eyes just pop, that green, the orange hair, the skin tones. The costume is really nice. It's a contemporary costume. Again, not the best for accessories, but like I said, we've got some really nice contemporary artwork on the back of Starfire. And Starfire is such an important character to build out your Teen Titans, your Titans. Even if you want to put her in Justice League, this is such a versatile character that, you know, she's kind of like a cornerstone of the Titans universe, and it's taken a damn long time to get this figure, but I'm very happy to have her in the collection. Unfortunately, again, bare bones. All we got is 2 energy constructs, some effect pieces, so to speak. No extra hands. We do have a flight stand, which is great. I appreciate that flight stand, but nothing else going on. I mean, what else could you give her? I would appreciate it, you know, some extra hands, just some gesturing hands, something else to add some more oomph to this character, because you're paying a bit of a heavier price tag on these guys, and they're little bare bones, just like the Penguin. Not much going on. The figure itself is fantastic. If it had an extra bit of accessories, you don't need this display stand all the time, because it's not really a benefit to us collectors. Extra accessories, extra head sculpts. That's what we want out of this collection, in my opinion. And then we got the final figure out of that wave. This one I'm damn excited for. This Digger Harkness. We got Captain Boomerang, an awesome addition to the Rogues Gallery for Flash and for the Suicide Squad. If you want to build up that Suicide Squad, we got some characters now. We're starting to gain some traction and build up a pretty decent looking Suicide Squad. This figure, now we talked about premium and Mcfarlane Collector's Edition, the Collector's Edition. What does that mean? You know, it means you get a display stand for your card. That's what unfortunately it has been. We'll see with that new Superboy coming out. They took, you know, some really good steps. They got 3 head sculpts, but then they're using a body buck that has no right to be used for Superboy. It's a scrawny body buck. Hopefully there's some way I can fix it down the road here with some different arms. I don't know. I'm excited to get Superboy. Not excited for that body buck, but for this guy, the trench coat in cloth, like almost like a pleather. He's got a scarf, fabric, beautiful. He's got some boomerangs, which he has to have, of course, a couple extra set of hands there. And that's not too bad. This is like looking a lot better. I'm excited for this figure. It looks awesome. This is what a Collector's Series edition figure should look like. Some extra value, extra oomph to really make it stand out from, you know, something like this. I mean, I paid $26 for this. I paid $35 for this. Bare bones, nothing going on. This, we got some cool stuff going on, but then again, why does this figure have next to nothing? Not even an extra set of hands, and they're the same price. Oh my God, I could talk about this all day and beat it to a freaking standstill, but it's not worth it. I'm happy to get these characters. It's almost like you're paying an extra premium to get these characters made and not make them, you know, just a obscure gold label release, which is hard to get, or a platinum chase. And there are platinum chases for all 3 of these characters, and I'm very happy I didn't get them, because I don't want this guy in his white outfit. I don't want, well, Penguin would have been okay if his superpowers look, but I definitely don't want my Starfire to be Blackfire, her sister. Basically, it's this almost identical costume, a little bit different kind of placement of some of the panels and stuff like that on the costume, and it's in black and silver, I believe, with black hair. Not what I want. I'm glad I didn't get it. I need Starfire. She's super important to be part of my Titans League and everything else that's going on. But yeah, Digger Harkness, excuse me. with the Francis Manipal artwork from The Flash. Looks fantastic. I'm really happy to have this figure in the collection finally. Oh, so happy. So that entire wave, not too bad, but could be somewhat better. Let's say that. Accessories, you gotta start working on these accessories. Now, another figure that we got here, which is my first time, man, I think this might be my very first time getting this figure in any kind of line or wave or different toy series, but I missed out the first time around. He was with Superman in an exclusive 2-pack to Target, came to Amazon very briefly. Was gonna pick it up, and the day I did decide to get it finally, because I forgot about it. It was sold out and gone, so very disappointing. But we do have this new Doomsday from the Superman Batman comic. This is Kryptonite Doomsday. I don't know what happened. This might have been the time where I wasn't reading comics when this came out, but I gotta figure out who this guy is. And I want to see this comic series, man, because the artwork looks really cool. It's got Batman's cowl, Superman's cape, it's Kryptonite bone spirits. And then we take a look at this Kryptonite Doomsday from Superman Batman. It's damn impressive. This has some really amazing things going on. That head sculpt looks absolutely beautiful. It's fierce. Kind of looks like a Predator, like with the dreads, but you know what? It's not the classic traditional Doomsday, and I'm okay with that because this one really looks incredible. The Kryptonite bone spirits, they look like they're, you know, glowing. Like, I haven't had this exposed to a lot of light or anything like that, but I wonder if this is a glow-in-the-dark feature that this figure has. They look absolutely incredible. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Now, the original release, it had that wobbly leg syndrome right from the upper diaphragm all the way down. You could just swing it back and forth like a rag doll. It was super disappointing. In a way, I'm kind of glad I didn't get that figure because it was about $125 on Amazon's website. And I was just like, oh, do I get it? I'm trying to wait for it to go down a little bit in price because, you know, stuff fluctuates like crazy on Amazon. And unfortunately, it never really went down in price that much. And the day I'm like, okay, I just got to get this figure, it was gone. So stupid on me, but I'm really happy to have this guy. Hopefully when we do the review, the legs don't have the wobbly leg syndrome and it's tight, really good, because it looks so damn impressive. Man, I am really happy to have this Doomsday finally in the collection. A Doomsday, beautiful. And just taking a look here at the size comparison, he towers over someone like Starfire, who's quite tall in her own respect. But man, this looks like it's going to be such an imposing character. It's going to look awesome in some shorts, facing off against the Justice League, Superman. Oh my God. So happy to have this figure finally in my possession. Now, let's talk about a figure series that is a real big point of contention with a lot of DC Multiverse collectors. And that was the Crisis on Infinite Earth series. Now, it was a Mcfarlane Toy Store exclusive, and people were in an uproar over the price. It was $40 American, and I tried to order them as well, but man, with all of the shipping nonsense, crazy prices for shipping here to Canada, the exchange rate, this figure series was just way too expensive, and I'm like, okay. Maybe with a stroke of luck, they will come to Canada. And they did. These guys weren't supposed to come out until August, but we managed to pick up the entire series of these gold label exclusives here in Canada at GameStop. As soon as these guys came up on pre-order, I went down and pre-ordered it right away. And we got them for the price of $29 with your Edge card Canadian. So man, huge difference in price. It's one of those things, right? You wait a little bit. If it's kind of out of your price range, just hope and pray that somehow they'll make it to your country, make it to a store that you frequent or a website that's more affordable, because these, man, all four were so affordable, especially with the gift cards that I got for my birthday and some cash. It was awesome to actually get these figures. And this Superman is a real important character. Moving on in the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse series, a very important figure because we're getting a cloth cape, brand new body buck, and it's a wired cloth cape, which, man, it could be a game changer for really a figure that's not an import one, it's not like in the hundreds of dollars price range or a Mezco or something like that. This is a $29 figure with a wired cloth cape. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works. I've never actually had an action figure of any kind with a cloth wired cape. So this is my first time having that. And I'm really excited to pose this guy around, take some shots of him, do some shorts. And man, I hope he lives up to my expectations in my head because they're very high right now. So Crisis on Infinite Earths, you get the monitor, you get the arms of the monitor, you get a couple extra hands there sprawled out. Superman of Earth 2, Crisis on Infinite Earths. On the back, you got some George Perez artwork of the monitor. You got some Build and Connect pieces, who comes with what, how to build it, cross-sell of the other figures in this wave. I'm really excited. I'm very excited to have this figure. Now, the Superman himself does look pretty darn good. I mean, it's a bit more plain in the sense that it doesn't have a sculpted logo. I'm used to that, especially with some of the Supermans that have come out recently. But when I'm looking at this figure, the head sculpt does capture a bit of that George Perez style, the wrinkles and just the way it's kind of sculpted. But the body buck is really impressive. It's a new body buck, first time we're getting it. And when I look at this figure, I do see the very first serialized Superman, or one of the first on TV, I guess, that George Reeves Superman. It's like a really good buck. The guy was pretty, you know, he was a jacked dude. But the costume is simple. It doesn't have that Mcfarlane-ation, so to speak, of extra line work, all this other stuff going on. It's a very simple, classic costume. And that logo being simplistic in the sense that it's, you know, it looks like it's kind of stitched on, really captures that old school George Reeves look, which I'm thinking is pretty damn cool. Really excited to get this guy open and check him out, maybe do some head swaps. But man, I'm excited. Really excited for this guy. And then in addition, we also got another figure that I saw on certain reviews, and man, I wasn't too impressed with the way it looked. But having it in person, Psycho Pirate looks damn awesome. There's something about this character that, you know, they almost made this a home run, like a big time home run. The Medusa mask, the gold mask looks awesome. The differentiate, oh my word, excuse me, tongue-tied, yeah, rewind. The difference between the black and the red is done so well. There's no paint bleed, there's no slop. The faces on the body buck as well look really good. And this body buck is that Animal Man Blue Beetle body buck, which is going to be awesome. You know, you're going to get a pretty damn good action figure out of it. I just wish, you know, man, another head sculpt. An unmasked head sculpt would have been fantastic. Or maybe the fact that this Medusa mask could come off the head and he could actually hold it in his hand and he's about to put it on. I think that would have been phenomenal as well. A couple things I could have tweaked just to make this figure so much more, you know, impressive. How many times are we going to get a Psycho Pirate figure? Probably not many. There is a Platinum Chase of this guy in the gray and blue with the Omega symbol on it. But I don't think we're going to get this guy too many times. He's not a Batman. He's not a Superman. He's not a top-tier villain or anything like that, really. But this is probably the one time and only time. A little disappointed we didn't get that, but the figure does look really good. And got the monitor's body as well. Same stuff on the back as the other characters. And there you go. Psycho Pirates. I never thought I'd get that as an action figure. And then we got this guy, who's another figure that doesn't get too much love, but he's a prominent character in the DC universe. And that is the Spectre. The Spectre, the vengeance of the Spectre. You know, this is an imposing character. Definitely captures that classic look. He definitely fits into your JSA lineup very easily. Comes with the monitor's head, which looks really darn good. The cape, the shoulder pauldrons, the armor pieces. It looks really sculpted very, very well. A lot of texture going on. Same stuff on the back. But man, it is really impressive to get this figure. I think it's a brand new buck. I could be mistaken, but I don't think it's a reuse by the looks of things. But it could still be that Blue Beetle body buck. Maybe. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And on the back there, you can see the really gorgeous artwork of George Perez. And he's got like lightning bolts, effect pieces. I think we're going to borrow some pieces from Shazam, maybe some of the flashes, and give him some extra little electrical power. Not electrical power, he doesn't have electrical powers. But just give him a little bit of oomph, some special effects to make this guy really stand out. Now, he doesn't come with a flight stand either, which is disappointing. Just comes with a disc stand, no accessories, no extra hands, no effect pieces like I talked about, nothing. Another bare bones figure, but it's one of the figures you need to have to complete the monitor, and it's so sought after to have in that JSA collection. He's a popular character in the sense that, hey, he's one of those characters, he's a sleeper character. You don't get a lot of exposure to him, but he's played some pivotal roles in some massive DC events. And I'm very glad to have this figure in my collection finally. Now we also got this figure here, which is special and dear to me. So this here is the Kid Flash from Crisis on Infinite Earths. A lot of things about this figure will accept collectors. And I've watched a ton of reviews on these guys because I'm very interested. I want to see what the opinions of these guys, what they seem like. And this was the biggest blunder in Mcfarlane toys, I think, history, so to speak. Really disappointing. I mean, my goodness. Let's take a look at this. He has one hand here that's tiny as hell. There's a baby hand. Another fist here. That's not even the same size. There's two different size hands. And then he's got these other little baby hands here. What the hell happened? The QC manager, he should be fired. To let this slip by in production, terrible, absolutely terrible. He is sporting the Animal Man body buck, so he's gonna be pretty damn good. Don't worry, I got you covered. I already got a bunch of thoughts on how I can fix this, and it is fixable. Stay tuned for the review. I'll show you how to do it. But this character, he's one of the first things that caught my eye when I started collecting comics seriously. Going back and collecting those Marv Wolfman, George Perez Teen Titans comics, this guy just stood out. His costume was so awesome. I always loved Kid Flash. I always loved Flash. But the way they drew him was like, he's almost like an adult. He's not a scrawny little 13-year-old kid. And I just love the way he looks. He's just phenomenal. That color scheme of the red and the orangish, or excuse me, the red, kind of an orangish red. And that yellow just popped. The head sculpt is actually pretty darn good. Much better in person than I see it. Comes with the legs and the monitor, so we're gonna have a full monitor, fifth figure out of this entire wave. It's awesome. But yeah, a little disappointing to see, you know, that kind of mistake get by. And I'm gonna fix it. Damn right I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna burn these hands too, man. I'm gonna make a short of that. Absolutely unexcusable. I mean, it's an action figure, and hey, it's not taking things too serious, but the figure does hold a very special place in my heart. And this is just a major F up that should have been handled at the factory and not to let it get to this far into production. But don't worry, we'll fix this, no problem. Now the biggest, I'm gonna say the biggest part of this haul, besides the Doomsday, besides the Kid Flash, this entire Crisis on Infinite Earths wave, is a figure that, again, I missed out on the first time around. Not really available in Canada retail. It was very, very hard to get, but we got it. The website was sold out. I couldn't pre-order it. It sold out within probably like a day or two, but they did get a restock. They put it online, ordered it right away. It came within 3 days, and that is the Batman versus Bane 2-pack. So damn happy to have this figure in my collection. Bane is so important to the mythos of Batman, so important to have in that Rose Gallery, and part of my collection that was missing for a long time. Finally, it's here, and I think this version actually does look a little bit better than the one that came out previously. I would say the previous one was more of that Rebirth style, with the straps, the tanks, the hoses. He was a bit more military-esque, so to speak, but a little plain. This one, you know, with the cartoon kind of blue lines on here from the comic panels, it does look really good. Like the new head, I'm almost positive this is a new head because the eyes look totally different, much bigger. It just looks phenomenal. Now the Batman, he's no slouch either. If you missed out on that Nightfall Batman, well, this isn't exactly the same. It is really beat up, but it's the same body buck. It does have a cloth wired cape, which I'm so excited for. And the way the cape is done is black on the inside, blue on the outside. So damn cool. You do got some hands. You got the tiny little Batarang, but you got some extra hands for Batman. And you do have some extra hands for Bane. You got some fists. Awesome. One thing that other Bane, the original Bane, didn't have was fists. So it's kind of odd. And then a little bit of extra paint detail, like you can see right on the hands here. He does have some knuckle dusters painted silver. The exposed hand is painted with flesh tone, which is great. The other one didn't have that. And just the look of this figure is so damn impressive. I'm really happy. He doesn't have any tanks by the looks of it. He does have a hose going into his back, or back of his head maybe. We'll see what it looks like in detail when we open this guy up. And then on the back, you got some spectacular Kelly Jones artwork of Batman having his back broken by Bane. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a damn impressive figure set. Very, very happy to have this finally in the collection. This entire haul has been, wow, impressive. You can see how Mcfarlane Toys does do some spectacular things. Some really silly, ridiculous things. Don't pack enough stuff into their collector's end series of figures. And even the regular series of figures can be really bare bones. But then some have a lot of stuff. It's just confusing, man. For a collector who's so passionate, and a lot of you guys are, about this DC Multiverse lineup, we gotta have some consistency. We gotta have some, you know, a collector series, you're gonna have extra figures. Forget that bloody display stand for the car that's making up a lot of budget. Get rid of it, add more accessories, more different head sculpts. Regular figures, you gotta have at least some extra hands. You're charging the same price for a figure like Riddler. Riddler always comes to mind because he had like 8 hands, 4 sets of hands, plus a beautifully painted cane, and he's a regular price figure. You gotta have the accessories, Mcfarlane. You gotta have it. It's ridiculous not to, but I digress. That's my little rant. I'm super happy for this wave. I'm super happy to get all these figures super early here in Canada. Definitely check out your GameStops. Check out their website. I'm not sponsored by them, but man, I buy a lot of my stuff from them because I live so close to one. I'm like about 10 minutes away, and it's a really phenomenal store with great staff, great team, and I appreciate them a lot. And man, this has been an exciting haul. Thank you for sticking with me. It's been a long video, a lot of figures to go through. We got a lot of reviews to do on these guys. I'm so excited. And, you know, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time with me. Hope you had a good time. I sure as hell did. And we'll see you in the next review coming up. Have a great one, guys.